Hello, holiday makers. I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Airport CEO, where I will endeavour to build the greatest airport the world has ever seen. The game is currently in early access, so there may be some bits and pieces that aren't quite working perfectly, but together, we shall find out what they are while making an incredibly profitable airport. Let's go! First up, need to design my dude. In fact, I'm not even going to be a dude. I'm going to be this lady here with that hairstyle, because obviously there aren't a huge number of choices right now. Yep, this will do nicely. Big eyes. I'm all about the big eyes and a tiny little nose. Sure, the mouth's fine. And we are going to be Babs Failure. Splendid. Good old Babs. Next up, we need to choose where the airport is going to be. Now, yeah, I mean, this is obviously, Google Map kind of driven. Where do I want to build an airport? Perhaps the underserved Saharan desert would be a place to go. It seems like it's unnecessary. Well, I mean, once you zoom in, it will tell you what's local. What have we got here? There's Ouagadougou, which is one of my favourite African continental names. In fact, that's where I'm going to build the airport. There we go. Right there. So this is Ouagadougou International. You spell Ouagadougou right first time around, can't spell international. What a genius. And we need the three-letter code, which I think is going to be OUX, which you could possibly pronounce Hui. Right, let's choose a logo. We'll go with the interlocking green squares. Again, not a massive number of choices right now, but that's okay. It's just a logo. It's not like I care about logos in the slightest. And we'll go with moderate difficulty. We don't want to be throwing money away willy-nilly and the game forgiving us. So let's get this show on the road. So welcome to Ouagadougou Airport, where this is it right now. Not much of an airport going on, I have to admit. We've got this kind of road effort turning up from well, I don't know where. It looks quite lush. Obviously, we pay our gardening team a splendid amount of money in order to keep this under control. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to extend our public road here. Hold on, no. Otherwise, if I forget, I won't select the right texture, and then I will be sad, and I'll have to do it again. So we're gonna whiz this up here somewhat. Now, obviously, I'm going to extend it further later, and I don't really want to blow my entire budget immediately. I'm also going to place a couple of bus stops to get rolling. Can you tell I've played a little bit of this? I suppose you probably can. Right, we're going to stick the bus stops on the other side of the road. Otherwise, you will find yourself blocking traffic, I've found so far. So we will stick 2 bus stops over there. As much as none of this is needed yet, I like to build from the outside in, as it were. So the runway will probably be the last thing that we get built. And it will be jolly splendid when we do. And then we'll get a couple of car drop-off points here. Yeah, rather like that. Another one there, one like this, and one like that. There we go. That's going to be plenty for the time being. Now, in order to get this stuff built, we're going to need a contract with some kind of employment, labour, workforce type deal. We will go. Well, we've got the choice of Hue or Hue. So we'll choose the first company here. This is a contract between Hue and Ouagadougou International. It's Henry W. Yardley, one of the most trustworthy contractors I know of. Maximum deployed 71 and $9.20 per hour. I will sign that contract right now. So they're going to be our building agency until I sack them. but I need to actually get them to work. So we go into operations here and then into construction. We're going to deploy the lot. Now you'll find quite frequently that I am very much a deploy everybody or deploy nobody kind of an employer. And that's not necessarily the most cost-effective way to proceed, but it gets the job done nice and quick. So we're going to stick plenty of crosswalks in there to further snarl up the traffic. And then once these guys have done, I'll lay them all off again for a bit. 0 hours contracts, that's what we're all about here at Ouagadougou Airport. And that's all done. Right, let's get out. Right, there you go. They're all going to clear off again. They'll be back in a minute, but I don't want to be paying them while they're not doing much. So as you can see, I'm actually let's ease the old speed down here a little bit. So we've got some passenger drop off going on. Actually, who's this dude? Who are you? Oh, that's me. Hello, Babs. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I'm standing in the luxury bus stop there, and I feel pretty confident about myself. So let's get a bit of sidewalk plumbed in here. I know it's quite senseless to be thinking about such decorative matters at such an early stage, but what can I tell you? You know, I live for such decorative matters. Right, good. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to build our terminal down here initially. So we're going to start with a small terminal and gradually extend it as we become more prolific in our profitability. And that should lead to a bountiful situation where we've got cash aplenty. So the terminal needs to be split into two. This is how I'm doing it in my head, okay? So, you know, bear with me, it will make some sense. And it'll be split along the four line, as it were, because one side is secure, so it's where passengers can go board planes. The other side is the security option. So we'll start with 4. Let's get that in there, and then let's hire my workforce back. See, I know for a couple of hours I might as well have just kept him hanging around, but you know, there it is. Right, get to work. So they'll now come in and slap down all of that sidewalk, and then build my initial bit of building. And in fact, rather than sack these fellas, I'm going to get the rest of this on the go as well. So we're going to want some doors. They're a thing that people like. We'll stick one in there. We'll stick another one up there. And so this is all going to be the non-secure side of the terminal, this one. This is all non-secure. And I'm going to keep that incredibly simplistic in the first instance. And we'll gradually add some of those amenities as time goes on. For those of you who get upset by flashing notifications, sorry about that, but you might have to get used to it. The notifications, if we have a look here, so like, you know, the airport's closed, I haven't got an air traffic controller or a runway or an aircraft stand. You know, this is, I mean, it's all critical information, but see, look, it's just going to keep reminding me that of all the stuff that I don't have. And you kind of go, all right, man, all right, I'm okay. Yeah, all right, get over it. Yep, thank you. These are all email notifications as well. And at the moment, I don't need to pay much attention to them. I know what I'm doing. Right, so next stop is a security desk. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to build the other side of the terminal, which we shall do over here. Yep, there we go. And we'll stick that in there. Fellas, over here. Come on, chop, chop. Right, they're waiting for supplies. Once they've got supplies, they'll all bound recklessly into work. Following an important safety briefing. Here they all go, look, see? Charging around. In fact, let's zoom in and see the chaps doing the thing. There you go, throwing a crate around, bosh down a bit of floor. They're all weaving around. So I like my workforce to be relatively uniform in appearance. It doesn't confuse people too badly if you do that. There we go. Right, so while they're working on that, we're next going to employ a security gate. Where are we saying? We want a security checkpoint. which goes like that. We're going to slop it in. Slop it? Sure, why not? We're going to slot it in there. Now, it won't have to go in there yet because it needs full terminal in order to do so, but I'm measuring up, basically. So I need a bit of extra in between the two. Now, you might ask yourself, why don't you just build this as one big terminal? And I kind of go, it's called style. That's the reason I'm not doing it that way. Do I need to do 3? I shouldn't need to do 3. We should be able to get our security checkpoint in there. No, you see, you've got an exterior wall in the way. How phooey. Okay, right. Well, let's bash in another bit of that then. There we go. And then I'm going to need to delete that wall, delete a couple more walls, and then everything will be good. So your friend and mine, the bulldozer, is making its first arrival on the scene. Won't be the last. Don't think I can even do that bit yet, can I? Oh, yep, there we go. Excellent. And then once we've got that lot sorted, then we can get our security gate in place. I don't know, we can't. We've got to dedicate some of this as secure first. Like so. Right, there we are. And then we can put in our security area. We're almost secure now. There we are, just like that. And then we'll get back on the what's it here, and we'll stick some extra wallage in these bits. Bit of double thickness wall for speed. Actually, no. What we'll do is we'll get rid of these. No, just that bit. Thank you, and then that bit, because we're going to make it pleasant. I like a less oppressive security setup than others, so we'll stick some plants in, make people feel, you know, less hassled by the whole affair. There we are. And stick one in there as well. Beautiful. Right, smashing. So that's the first fundamental done, and I feel great about it. Once they built it, obviously. Go on, chop chop. Get all the bits, and then footle them around. Whiz this up. Don't build the plants first. That would be the wrong way around to do it. No, you've built the plants first. There it is. Right, one security scanning system, good to go. Now, I also want a second security scanning system, which is going to be slightly smaller. I could have done this at the same time, but I'm doing one thing at a time so that you can keep pace. You know, when I've got a certain amount of familiarity with a thing, I tend to rattle through it. So we'll try and go at a somewhat leisurely speed here. Right, we'll do that, and then I need a security checkpoint, which we shall see. Why is this 3 wide? 3 wide makes. If you're going to make me place foundations that are 4 wide, let me place a thing that's 4 wide. No matter. Right, let's. Come on, fellas. Look, I don't necessarily want to go at maximum speed all the time. So if you chaps wouldn't mind shaking a leg, that would be jolly beneficial. Security checkpoint. It's not going to fit in here. Now the reason for this one is so that my hard-working staff can get in and out. I also need an exit zone, which I shall stick in the middle. I might as well do that at the same. In fact, let's put the exit zone down here, because that's relatively close to the old front doors there. There we are. So if I secure this corridor, like so, this is then going to look like I've done this intentionally, because it's going to look splendid. So this is the way out. We don't worry too much about duty free. Must be connected to open zone. It is connected to open zone. Why are you sad? Is there a D-zone button? Maybe I can D-zone by doing it again. No? No, that's not it. Staff room, bath, zones. Maybe I can D-zone by bulldozing it. That seems a little bit extreme. What have I done wrong? I've done this is on me. I've done something wrong. What have I? Must be placed inside secure zone. Over here. Must be connected to open zone. It doesn't think that's inside the secure zone. It's going to be because this corridor's too thin, I reckon. Or... give me that. And let's secure the walls at the same time. I don't think this is going to work. But we're going to give it a jolly good try nonetheless. If it doesn't work, it's going to be bulldozer time. Bulldozer time. Right, okay. Get rid of that. Give me another bit of foundation. That way the camera lights don't reflect off my porcelain skin. There we are. Right, okay. The chaps will now deal with that. Mash it all up, put in another bit of foundation. Everything's good. Yep, when you're done, when you're ready, when you're good. There we go. Right, I'm going to build my staff area at a later time, I think, because I'll build it once I start extending the terminal. But I do need an exit for the moment, which we shall do rather like that. And then again, we will re-wall this in, and then we shall start thinking a progress. Yeah, I'm going for fully oppressive walls this time around. We don't want anybody getting any funny ideas. Right, there we go. Good. So that's where my exiting passengers. Yes, that's where they're going. And here are the chaps that are coming in. Everything here is fantastic. Now I might as well, since we're in the area, we'll get our first check-in desk going. Now I'm going to build these relatively sedately in terms of speed. Because I won't need more than one, not for some time. We shall also put a handy-dandy airport screen in a couple of locations here, so people can get a notion of when their flight might possibly be due. We wouldn't want people to miss that luxury package holiday to Malaga now, would we? Right. Once this is built, I can build the queue for it. And then we can crack on and build the next, build the gates effectively. Right, here we go. Build queue. No, I want to go straight down if possible, or is it not going to let me? It's not going to let me. Okay, fine. We shall go up to here and along, and that way, and this way, and that way, and this way, and that way. There we go. Never let it be said that my queues are too short. We're going to do the same again over here as well. Now, these all need staffing up, but I'm not actually going to hire the staff until I'm good to switch on all of my gubbins. We'll hang on until that point. That should be enough security for the time being. Obvious expansion is going to come from a second gate, check-in desks. Next to the first. I might need to rethink the queue when I do that, but I don't need to do that now. Good, right. So that's the non-secure side of proceedings with all the fundamentals it needs. Now, we haven't got baggage at the moment, but we don't need baggage yet. We can do baggage another time. What we want, though, is to set up for 2 gates, and we'll do that now. So for gates, it's quite straightforward. We want a bit of boarding desk. I've got that the right way around, right? That's the right way around. And we will go fairly hard over towards the edge here, so that I can maximise the number of gates that I've got in a finite set of finite bit of space. The goal here being that we're going to aim for light aircraft initially, so very small little commuter jets, not even commuter jets, prop planes fundamentally, and I'll stick that there, and we're going to make them all the same. So if you don't like the first one, I've got bad news for you. There's going to be a bunch more just like it. I also want people to be able to have a bit of a sit down, and I haven't built them a restroom. Oh dear. I've also not really left myself an awful lot of space here. I've maybe been a smidge aggressive with regards to my initial economy of spacing. Anyway, we'll make it work anyway, because that's what we do. Let's bang in one more bit there, and that will be the restroom. Yeah, it's not going to be big enough. That will be the restroom. There we go. So this was all completely worth it, building it in 2 parts, leaving just 1 square free there. While we're waiting for that, let's get some flooring on the go. Now, my favourite airport that I've been to was Oslo, because it was all decked out in a lot of wooden planking. In fact, the same is true across much of the Nordic region. There's very much a beplanked kind of a flooring scenario going on there, and I was quite taken with it. So that's what we're going to roll with here. Obviously not in the bathroom. Any kind of a spillage when people are washing their hands and so forth, you're going to warp your planks. So laminate doesn't really matter. You don't want to take that kind of chance. Right, okay, this is now doing a I can't find my way anywhere, because I've effectively bricked up my my construction workers, which I assure you wasn't entirely intentional. I'm actually going to have to brick that back in again in a moment. Never mind. Right, let's up the tempo and get this done. There you go. Yep. And put the rest of the walls in. Yeah, everybody good here? One more bit. Smashing. Stick some walls back in. Where's the best place for walls? Where's the best place for a door? And it's going to be opposite the gap in the benches. You see, it's like I've almost thought this through, but at this stage, I don't think I'm convincing anybody. So there we are. Yeah, all of that, and then items. Let's go for a few of these. We're going to be entirely metropolitan with our bathroom solution, in that male, female, undecided, both, neither, however complex or fluid your gender may be, you're using the same bathroom. And that one, this one, there we go. Smashing. So all of these toilet stalls come prefixed with a door that I am reliably informed works, and then some sinks so that one may wash their hands afterwards, as they should. And then we'll put some tiling down there. There you are. And bosh. Smashing. Right, good. We're all set here. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Haha, yes, I know. Right, we've got our terminal built. In the next episode, what we shall do is we shall add the gates that planes will land at and pick passengers up from, and we'll get as far as the runway. Let's just slow things down here. I don't want to be paying me workforce while I'm just chuntering away about, and that's the end of the episode. So thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you've not yet done so you can catch the very first flight out of Ouagadougou International. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.